attention, interest, desire, action. Oh, in sales presentation, sorry. So attention, interest, desire, and action. Identify and promote a unique selling proposition in a sales presentation. Be able to handle objections and close a prospective buyer. His time is 10 to 12 minutes.
It's 30 minutes, but
That's right.
it changes color.
Well, let's welcome Seth.
Who would like to earn some extra money? Said, who would really like to earn some extra money?
Yeah.
Extra cash flow coming in is always helpful, right? No matter whether if you're President Trump, he's always looking for extra cash flow. Or you could be working at Walmart. Everybody wants to improve their life and have more cash flow. I'm going to tell you about an opportunity that is going to change your life. I am going to give you the opportunity to change the amount of cash flow that you bring in. I have a product that I have invented myself. I've been working on it for about 8 years. And it is going to change the way that people cut your lawn. It's not aimed at the residential homeowner. It's aimed at the landscaper, is what it's aimed at. So if you want to have a landscaping business, I have a way to do that. Currently, you might see in your local cities, towns, neighborhoods, a guy with a pickup truck, a long trailer, a couple zero-turn mowers. Do you know what a zero-turn mower is, a lot of people? It's one that you kind of drive like a tank and it turns on a dime, but it's like the commercial grade lawnmower. So they roughly go for $2,000 to $3,000 for a commercial grade lawnmower. You put gasoline in it, and it's what they call a rotary lawnmower. So basically the blade works like a fan, and as it rotates, it lifts up on the grass and then cuts it. What a lot of people don't realize is how that's actually ineffective for your grass. It doesn't promote growth. Because a lot of times what happens over time is the blade becomes dull, it hits branches, rocks, other debris that you might have in your lawn, and it becomes dull over time. So instead of cutting the grass, it actually acts like a stick and it beats the grass. And that actually damages the grass as it grows. And then you might see a lot of times your grass gets yellow at the end. And that's because the blade has become dull and the grass is, rather than getting cut, is getting beaten, so to speak. Well, my product, it uses a reel mower system. Rather than rotary, it's a reel system, spelled R-E-E-L. Okay? So if you go to a golf course, and the commercial landscaping that they use at a golf course to promote greens and the putting greens and the fairways, they use what's called a reel mower. And normally it's like a canister shaped cylinder around this, about 20 inches in length, maybe 18. And it's like the old push style, which your grandmother, grandfather might have had in the 50s or 40s, where you push it and it's mechanically driven by the wheels at the bottom. So my product uses that principle, but it takes it into the 21st century. I add automation, I add robotics, and it runs off of electricity. So there's no gasoline to power the lawnmower. And I've also, it's a gang reel system. So therefore, I have 3 gang, 5 gang, and 7 gang models. Therefore, my 3 gang model goes from about 3 feet in width. My 5 gang is about 6 feet in width, and my 7 gang is about 9 feet in width. So therefore, you get to cover 9 feet as the mower cuts the grass. Imagine you're a homeowner and you have 2 acres of land or 1 acre of land. Time is valuable commodity, and you only have so much time. Do you want to spend 2 hours or 3 hours of your weekend cutting your grass, that you're only going to have to do next week, and then the week after, and then the week after. Or you could invest in a smaller system, and then the lawnmower is autonomous, and it does it all by itself. So for the commercial landscaper, what he or she would do would have what I would call a small fleet. You'll have a small three-gang mower that cuts around the trees and the edges and so to speak. And then you'll have the larger models that has the greens for cutting big fields and the grass there. So you could imagine as a landscape, if you have a business cutting grass, think about all your schools, the soccer fields they have, football fields. Your local city will have loads of green areas, parks. Think about how much grass there is, and think about the continuing opportunity that you have. So, if you started your lawn care business, the only competition they have is they have gas-powered rotary motors, right? You are going to be able to find a niche market to where you could come mow somebody's lawn at 10 o'clock at night, because my lawnmower that you're going to have and operate is totally silent. All right? So you're going to have a pickup truck, or he's going to have a vehicle that he's going to tow his lawnmowers around. And that is going to be what powers the lawnmowers. As he drives from one job to the other, the alternator in the vehicle has cables that go to the back that charges the lawnmowers, the lithium-ion batteries for the next job, making it easy and reducing the cost of fuel. So do we have anybody that's interested? I'd like to come out and do a demonstration maybe this next week, set up something. Anybody? Yes, sir. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm interested.
You're very interested? Okay.
But one question, how you dispose the things, like
The clippings?
Yes.
Well, actually, the clippings, they break down, and it has nitrogen, and as it breaks down, it's actually better acts as fertilizer.
So you put in
So the clippings stay there. They cut really fine, and the clippings stay there in the grass. They decompose and act as fertilizer for the grass. So you don't need to collect the clippings, actually.
Thank you.
And you've been working on it for 3 years?
In my head, probably like 8. I've actually been thinking about this for a long time. I'm looking to pursue patents in the next couple of years if possible. So
it's like a Roomba, or
kind of, sort of. So it's a couple of different things.
it's better for the environment?
Yes. Well, you don't have gasoline that you're using. You're not fossil fuels. There's a gasoline in the vehicle that charges it, but he's going to be driving that vehicle anyways from job to job, so it reduces a little bit. But think about the gasoline overhead that you're going to have when in a lawn care business, so it reduces that. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker, let's invite Manny Rez. Manny's evaluator is Seth. Manny's speaking project number 9. Seth, you have that objective. What's Manny's objective, Seth?
Persuade with power. His objectives are persuade listeners to adopt a viewpoint or ideas, or to take an action. It appeals to the audience's interests. Use logic and emotion to support your position, and avoid taking notes. It's 5 to 7 minutes.
Let's welcome Manny Rez.
Mr. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and most honored guests. How many of you started 2018 with goals? Okay. When you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change, says Wayne Dyer. For many years, back in 2013, 12, I refused to look at the image of myself in the mirror when I wake up in the morning. Because I have big dreams. I have a lot of things that I wanted to accomplish. And that person was not doing the things that I dream of doing. Then, one November in 2013, I listened to The Strangest Secret in the World by Earl Nightingale. Not sure how many of you have heard of that. It's a podcast. It's a 30-minute podcast. And The Strangest Secret in the World is all about one thing and one thing only. People with goals succeed. How many of you jump on the car and turn the ignition and let the car go wherever it wants to go? The car will go, probably crash another car because it will have no goal, no destination, no purpose. I found Toastmasters in 2014, and I decided this is my path to change. It all started by taking a decision of self-growth and personal development. By showing to work, and I've been working for 25 years for the same company, you don't get the promotion. And your boss is not going to give you anything if you are not working hard to get better and to know where you are going to go. You see, I started 2018 with 25 goals that I proposed to myself in 2017. And I only crossed 3 of these 25. Today is February the 1st, and I still have my checklist for goals completely empty. Because we should not establish goals unless we really know and really have one aim and one purpose to accomplish. When I became a Toastmaster, I started to understand what Jim Rohn says, that life does not get better by chance. Life gets better by change. My only goal for this year is to find mentors, people that I can consider as my role model to the person I want to be. So I can look at that image in the mirror, doing the things that I want that person to do. Because when you change the way you look at things that you look at change. I don't know what your goals are by coming to this meeting, but one thing is important. I understand you come here because you know that you can do more, you can be more, and you can self-grow yourself. It sounds simple and easy, but it's hard. And we don't know what it means to be hard. Really, I listened to a podcast of one person that have climbed most of the mountains including the highest mountain in the world. And the only thing that he says is, when I climb, I only look at the next step. You see, when I put 25 goals on a paper, I was working to fail because you are overcrowding your goals. You can only have one or two objectives, but you have to give your life for that goal or for that objective. Whatever it is, take as long as necessary to know what you want. And I can guarantee you, if you can see it, he's talking about his machine. Since he can see it in his mind, he's going to make it. If you can see yourself doing the things that you consider are important to you, and you can set the goal for yourself, and you can see yourself doing the things that are important, you will do it. And you will come to the realization that when you change the way you look at things, in this case, that image on the mirror, the things that you look at change. Mr. Toastmaster.